Okay, welcome back. Today is kind of a late one. Also going to be a weird one because I'm really tired. And I'm going to try and make it a fast one because it's really late. So, triple whammy, yeah. Today we are drawing Mittens again. I'm going to try and use some of the lessons I learnt yesterday. Drawing Fidel. I forgot the bird's name. Its name is Fidel. So if I'm drawing him, I'm going to try and draw this cat. Oh, what's going on? Why can't I just select an ordinary... There we go. Oh, these things. Right. And we're back to normal. So, today we're drawing Fidel the cat. Fidel the cat. Today we're drawing Mittens the cat after Fidel the bird. Obvious things to note. Try and break this shape down. So, well, I mean, we have an obviously spherical head, which isn't actually looking as far off to the side as that nose makes it look. But the nose is out a bit because, of course, we have a protruding muzzle, which comes out to like here. Last time I did one of these, I did the nose too low. It made the whole muzzle look kind of twisted, so we're going to avoid that. What else? What are the shapes? So the body forms a nice kind of... We have no tail here, so I don't know how we're going to fill that in. Like, if I trace the spine down, it has this sort of... like an arched shape to it. It has like a shoulder thing going on there. So I think if we start with the head near the top and work our way downwards. Starting with kind of a thin sketchy pen today. I should probably go back to pressure opacity for this. What's the pencil shade I like? It's more like it. So if we start with the head, we know that we have the neck that sort of comes down here. And that kind of, it almost just sort of just a little bit lower than the chin is where that then turns into body. Meanwhile here this comes out a little bit, like we have a, that comes all the way down to a leg. The leg also seems to form a kind of straight down from there. No, not quite straight down because it goes out and then in. That leg kind of comes up and like that. See, what I'm trying to get is, I've kind of lost it in there. Let's undo some of that work. See, this kind of goes like that and then like that. But I suppose technically the shape is just essentially that, isn't it? So I'm doing that thing that artists do, where they take their pencil and they kind of measure the piece using the perspective on the pencil. If I line that up like that, then the head is kind of a third of the height. Let's start again. Let's start again. Because the head needs to be bigger than that to start with. No, maybe not quite that big. And the head is basically 3 times the height. There's a ground level for our cat. And we know that from the back of here, we essentially have a sort of legume shape that comes down there. We have a thing that comes in here, and then that comes down to this paw. We then have, so that curls around to there. That does have a knee kind of there-ish. Ooh, no, but not that pronounced. A knee kind of there-ish. Because that's like a third of the way down-ish. Yeah. I've seen artists do this, and I'm never sure if it works, but I mean it must do something, right? So there's a paw coming out here. That chest actually comes kind of like that. And at around the same height as that, we come backwards, not quite that lumpant. That goes off. We have a belly line which comes down from here, and that goes almost all the way to the ground. In fact, making it follow to there is kind of a wrong thing to do, because it kind of comes up like that, and the belly line has this sort of continuation there. It's got this sort of, well, it's like that. That's kind of the shape of it. So we're going to say this cat has a tail. I have no idea what the cat, actually no, because it can't do that. I have no idea what this cat's tail is doing. We're just going to have it come down here, I think, even though that's not where it is on the picture, as you can see. Pulse felt a bit weird. As you can see, the tail isn't anywhere on this picture, but we need to have it somewhere. But where this comes down to here, we then have like the very boxy last paw. And this kind of has a part that comes here like this. And that's kind of it. Like that's kind of the shape of the cat. Cat obviously comes down here like this. Approximately the halfway point on the head. Around here we have the nose. Bit of muzzle just there. That actually comes all the way around to there. Maybe even under a bit. Then we have eye. And we have eye. Oh god, no. The eye's kind of... It is actually further than halfway across. So we're going to... That comes down and goes like that. This one goes like this. It does have an open mouth. There is kind of an edge there where the cat's... If that comes over like that. It's like that. That's the cat's eye. And from the centre here we have ear and ear. Right. And that's going to be, I think, pretty much all the pencils for this. I'm just marking where the toes are. This paw thins off a bit there. It's kind of on the edge, so you don't see that many toes. And this one, there's just like one big toe and one really thin toe. There. What do cat's arses look like? Not a question I ever thought I'd be asking myself. Does it kind of come like that? Would that be where the tail went? Yeah, we'll stick with that. We'll stick with that. We know the cat is looking in this direction. Maybe not quite that panicked, but... Right, and let's ditch the opacity on that down to a manageable level. I will not lock it off just yet. Better see who that is. It's just Becky asking what I'm doing. Quite lazy. Started late. There we go. Right. You know, I am noticing that maybe there's a little bit too much head on this cat. Like the eyes seem too low. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just imagining that. Right then, but we're going to go back to our pressure size, and I'm also going to up the brush size. Nice thick brush like we had yesterday. I'm going to start with the ears today because why not? So it kind of comes down and has that curve to it, as does that. This has the kind of that's all inner edge. So I suppose technically they should have the same ear shape, shouldn't they? So we sort of come out here. This bit of the muzzle takes over a little bit. Let's get that one in first. There we go. I'm going to try and simplify this shape off a little. Ooh, that line is way too thick. Let's do the other side this way. There we go. Yeah. What did we learn about drawing cat's eyes before? It's that they are always tilted slightly more in one direction than the other. Unless they are central like these ones are. Let's just zoom in a bit there and get a nice finish on those. Actually, no. It's just... let's get rid of some of that. Where this comes down, it should essentially come down to there, and that should go to there. And these have a kind of a... almost like a kind of curved doorway looking thing. Like that's the reflection in the eye. Clearly that's a reflection of the person who's taken the photograph. So that's quite a nice touch. Yeah. We'll stick with that. Maybe just bring that down to there, smooth it in. And we zoom back out, where we will now begin to capture the shape of this. I'm sticking with that, that's a nice line. Some really nice lines on this one. That one wasn't quite so much of a nice line. See, that kind of comes up there. Except that there's a bit more of that there. Now this part I have very little to go on because it's blurred, but I'm going to imagine that we have a nice little line there and there, because why not? The thing I'm having the most trouble getting used to is the see, now why does that paw look bigger than the others? Is it because it is bigger than the others, or because I've just drawn it bigger than the others? It has a very angular looking knuckle on it. Then and this comes in here like so. This actually has like do I want to capture that though? I'm not sure if I want to capture this thing going on down here with this little triangle inside the toe. This shape. Do I want to capture that? I don't think I do. I think I just want to do... I think I just want to literally get that. That's the shape that I want. So... this kind of comes under here, so that goes down into a sort of furry area, and under here we kind of go up and into the tail. See, I feel like there should be some kind of back leg structure there, but since you can't see it, I can't really draw it. So if we envisage that a tail comes off somewhere there, we'll probably crop that out of the final image, but it's nice just to have it there for now. So, we know that where this ear kind of ends, we have a... let's go a bit higher. So halfway down where the ear ends, we have that comes down to this. In fact, no, it's more kind of like a little... like a tiny... I've captured two shapes with one line there, and that's never a good thing. Because what this should do is that this ear, this line of the ear needs to come down to here. This then comes higher. Like that. And then we have a little bulge of head behind that, which then swoops down to become the back. Okay. And then here from this we have a little bit of belly here, which turns into fuzz, and the belly under there. No idea what's going on with the back of this cat, but there is, if you look, there is a little sort of curved indentation there, so it does look like that's the shape it's going to form. So I feel like I've captured that quite nicely. I just don't know what the hell the arse of a cat looks like. Maybe that should come down closer, but then where the hell is this leg going? That's a mystery for another time. So, at this point we have captured most of this cat. I'm going to fill in the mouth part. I'm going to completely get rid of the mouth part and just take a look at what I've actually got here. So this part I feel like it went quite well. We need a little bit under there. This part went really well because that is a little curve like that. This part, however, I think I kind of got wrong because it's meant to come sort of more like that. And then this was sort of there. It is weird because that is the shape of the mouth. It has like an up and a down. It's like a little tilde. But it looks wrong. It looks like it should either be like that or like that. It should be one or the other, not both. And I think it's going to be a happy cat. We're going to stick with a happy cat. It's mewing because it's a happy little cat. Bob Ross would be proud. Right, that's pretty good for now. That's pretty good. Good start. So I do want to get the stripes in because this is Mittens and Mittens has stripes. But what I want to do with the stripes is do them kind of Garfield style. That comes a lot lower than that actually. Let's just quickly take an excursion to the pencil layer for where these stripes actually go. So that stripe goes there. That one goes there, there and there. Then we have a few stripes that follow this route. There's one that kind of goes off there, but we can't really see it, so I'm going to ignore it. See, they all sort of merge together around that point. I feel like we need some little ruffles just along here, just to kind of capture that neck texture that fills into sort of that space. And then we need a few stripes along here. Few stripes on this leg, maybe a stripe on this leg, a couple down the back. I feel like that's going to do it for us. Yeah. Right, so is it just me or is that neck not long enough? I look like the cat's head is not... I think what I've done is I've made this cat too fat with not enough. So let's just get rid of all that I've just drawn. This cat's neck is longer and this cat's back is shallower. Let's take it down to there. The cat's neck comes all the way down to there, really. Sort of level with that part of there. And then it's a very slight curve that takes it to that part of the back. So if I start here, nope, and come down further. Is that enough neck? Maybe a little bit more neck. Yeah, that's better. We take off the... That is more of a cat shape. Sort of. This is when I ask myself, what shape is a cat? What is cat? Is cat this? Is cat this? Does cat face? Is cat bottom? The good thing is when I start doing furry art, none of this will matter because it doesn't have that level of detail. But for now, we are going to have a thick stripe here, and that is going to lead up to some thin stripes in the eyes. It's also going to lead up to thin stripes that go here, here, and a little one just under the chin. It does look bad. That's not just my imagination, right? That does actually look really terrible. Does it want to be just a full-on stripe? If we do it as just literally a full-on, this is darkness stripe, does that look better? It kind of does. Like, if I come in here and go across and then down like that, like there's a little stripe here, and then that comes into a full thick stripe. It comes down there. This then goes under the chin. What I've done wrong here, actually, is that this thing's kind of like the USB logo. So we have one stripe that is essentially like that. One stripe that comes across here and then down into a thicker part. This one kind of comes up at an angle, levels off and goes back up again. And this one here comes in and then sideways real thick. And they all kind of merge together there. This one thickens, that one thickens. That one sort of meets up with the eye. That one has a little upward inflection there. This one kind of comes down a bit. In fact, that one's not even as long as that. I feel like to make this work, we need to have a stripe coming in here to underneath that eye, and maybe have it cut off by the muzzle. See, none of these details are on the original image, but I feel like they imply symmetry if they're there, which is that's my new thing. Implying symmetry through adding features that should be on both sides but are only visible on one. So continuing that process over here, we have a little kind of Set of stripes. Oh, no, that one is down and level. Another one there. Although we can't see them, that means I kind of have to add stripes on here. Now, we know that there are stripes on this part. We just can't see them because they're covered by the ruckles in the neck. If I take off that layer, it doesn't look right because... Why doesn't it look right? Okay. That should go up there. Yeah. Take those off. This paw should actually come up here. That should be the dominant line there. Meaning that this stripe is in the wrong place. If it goes there, it actually needs to follow this curve. And one here. I don't think there should be a stripe there at all. But this stripe here. Ugh. See, they come over the top edges. And that is all top there, but this part isn't. So that one should go there. Or maybe there. Or maybe another one kind of just like a straight line. Yeah, that kind of works better actually. So these stripes need to enforce a kind of curvature here. Like that. I want them to be uneven. And these ones come in from the back, like so. This is a stripy cat. See, adding a few stripes there gives a hint of that leg. And I think that's it. I think that's... We take off the pencils and zoom out a bit. That's a pretty good cat. I like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If we cut it off there... Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. If I zoom in a bit... If we cut this off there-ish, it kind of looks normal. Look at that, you see? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save this as is. And then I'm going to do the crop when I export it. Can I just fill that in? Oh, let's get back on an actual pen tool. Oh, hang on. Select none. Let me zoom in there. Oh, I'm drawing onto an invisible layer. That's why sometimes I forget what button to do what on my Express key setup thing. I feel like that needs to top out better. So for the last couple of days, I'm going to try and locate some other animals for me to draw. Not because I don't like the OmniArts pets. The OmniArts pets are great. Unfortunately, I have had some fursona requests, and as such, I need to sort of locate certain animals just to get an idea of what they look like, because I have never drawn them before. Case in point, one person wants an Alsatian, GSD, you might call them, German Shepherd Dog. I know that German Shepherd Dog fursonas have a bit of a... they're a bit controversial because, you know, people tend to draw them dressed as police dogs and nobody likes the police. But this isn't that. This is going to be a very different kind of German Shepherd Dog, so it's not... You know, don't hate the breed, hate the trainer. That's what I say. Just trying to smudge up these edges here, make them look a little bit furrier, a little bit more like actual cat fur stripes. Now, the advice that I got from Curry was to use brushes, like actual physical brushes. Now, I don't have the kind of setup to do that. You know, I know I said yesterday, oh, I'm such a bourgeois piece of shit because I've got this big expensive tablet to draw on, and ultimately I have the tablet because I don't have the room in my house to set up like a proper drawing table with I don't have the like, you'd need a big desk, you need a big place to actually set up all the paint, no, not paint, but ink, and, you know, water and all the different accoutrements that you need to be an actual physical ink artist. I just don't have the room for it. Does this cat need whiskers? I feel like it would benefit from a few whiskers. Except the whiskers don't go like that, they kind of come down. A few on this side. Yeah, that's good. Let's get rid of the old sketchiness on these lines. And yeah, it's looking a lot better actually. It's surprising how little details like that can actually really make a piece pop. I know that artists hate that word. Oh, can you just make it pop a little more? I'm like, what does that even mean? Give us more exact specifications. But hey. Right. Boom. Happy with that. Really rather happy indeed. What have I left there? Little dot. Take that off. There we go. Done. Done and done. And done. Maybe not quite done. I want to take that line in a bit. I want to take that line up a bit. And that one down a bit, because the lines have a kind of shape to them, like that's the central one, which should be slightly longer than the ones either side. Yeah, that's better. That's done for me. Yeah. There is kind of, on the original picture, there is kind of a hint of a line there. I don't know if I want that or not. Kind of prefer it without. I'm going to go without. Yeah. Okay, so we are done. See you next time.